Welcome to September in a day or so. But by the time I send this out, it won't yet be September. Are you ready? I never am. I feel like I'm still recovering from, God, I don't even know what at this point. So I was on the Peloton the other day, and the song Enter Sandman happened to come on, which really isn't a surprise. It was a Metallica ride. And there is a lyric that really grabbed me. Shut the door, shut the light, heavy thoughts tonight, and they're not a Snow White. And I'm like, man, that's every night. Isn't that every night? Isn't that where we are? Everything has felt so heavy, so much, even though we are no longer in what felt like that prolonged period of crisis and anxiety. It does not feel like it's ended yet either. As soon as we go back to, as soon as every time that we've thought this will return us to normal, life just keeps plowing ahead, looking nothing like normal. It's been really hard to make plans. It's been really hard to make commitments. It's been really hard to do anything other than not be worried all the time. This is the feedback I've been getting from you in office hours. And if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? You paid for them. Do it, do it, do it. Office hours are great. So understanding that it has been really hard and that we're taking it out on ourselves. I don't know why I can't get motivated. I don't know why I can't stay committed. It ain't you. It ain't you. And to kind of prove it, I thought we're just going to take a different tack this month. We're going to throw everything out the door, come back in a different way. Everyone's going to be doing the same strength, and we're going to get really, really strong in the glutes, and those little bitty glutes, the supporting glutes, the ones on the side, the isolated glutes. We're going back to all the basics, the stuff that I used to give all the time and now have to remind people to do, and that's okay. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because there's something right, and your brain has been protecting you, and your body's gone. And mine has too. And you ain't alone. And I don't want you to be feeling bad about yourself because if you need a reminder, hot. Not supposed to be showing you my butt. I'm just trying to be showing you my new shirt. Fitness Protection has your back. You can have it on t-shirt now in the merch shop. But I digress. Enter September. So what I was thinking, it was twofold. Number one, we're just going to make things a whole lot easier. Everyone's going to be doing the same strength, and it's going to be the basic strength. We're also going to be reminding you a whole lot more about foam rolling and about the dynamic warm-up, silly toes, and how important those are, because that goes a long way, much longer than you might expect, to mentally being prepared to do a thing, especially if it's a thing that you normally like doing. No, it'll make you feel better, but just can't seem to get started doing on any given day. So there's that. So with September being a turning point, we're going back to school whether we like it or not, and into a new routine whether we're ready or not. We might as well face it with a little bit of strength and a whole lot of aggression. And that is why that line in Enter Sandman resonated so deeply with me that I thought, why not make that the point of the entire month? So you've got, in Maintain, you've still got the usual two workouts. You've got Exit Light, which is your short, aggressive bursts of speed that are going to leave you ready for more and really shouldn't wipe you out. So you've got kilometer at 10K effort and then 10 seconds of sprinting. And what I want you to do is just feel it. Don't look at your pace, and then compare how each round will feel. And what your heart rate does. If you have a little bonus, if you have time at the end of the workout to go back and see what your heart rate did during each recovery interval. That's the sort of granularity I get into when I'm training someone one-on-one for a great big goal. That is how I measure their fitness. It's not about how fast did you go. It's how consistent were you when you thought you were running really fast, because sometimes we think we're going faster than we actually are as we get really tired because we're having to work harder to get those same efforts out. Now, don't feel bad about yourself. Now, this is all designed to not be like, well, I thought I was doing so fast and it was only like this minute mile and I feel bad. It's none of that. It's just objectively sitting back and saying, hey, you know, when you look at that recovery interval, instead of trying to peak out on pace, you can be like, hey, my heart rate, it fell 15 beats, even though I was still walking, even though I was still jogging. I didn't have to stop and put my hands down and rest completely. My heartbeat came down. Hey, yeah, and it's coming down faster each time, coming down faster the fourth Friday than it did the second Friday of this month. That is the sort of thing that I look for when I'm looking for improved fitness. So that is what I'm going to beg you to look at, comparing runs to runs, not one day to the next, but only comparing the same types of runs. So don't compare Exit Light to Never, Never, Neverland, off to Never, Neverland. Don't do it. All right. So with that, compare your recovery intervals and what your heart rate did, not paces. We're going to try to go this whole month without looking at paces because I don't really care about your pace. And you shouldn't either, not right now. So with that, exit light should leave you feeling good, not wiped out, because you've got a little faster and you're going to get that neuromuscular pick me up that makes your legs feel really good and fresh even when they're not. And that is what I want you to focus on, how good you feel and how conscious you are of holding back, like on an exit ramp. So coming off the interstate, right? You're like, you got to slow down. You kind of don't want to slow down because it's like, that sort of feeling is what I really want you to be going for in this workout. Then you got Often Never Neverland, which are cruise intervals. So 4x2s, 4 minutes. And it's going to feel eventually like, you've been hitting yourself in the face with a 2x4, because those 4 minutes don't sound like very much, but coming off the back of that previous workout, it's going to be a bit more than what we're expecting. So you've got 4 minutes at your 10K effort, pushing the last 10 seconds of each interval as hard as you dare before you go into that recovery. Now, with the recovery, I'm indifferent. I do ask that if you're trying to treat those last 10 seconds as a balls out sprint, don't go so hard that you have to walk your recovery. If you choose not to sprint and still want to walk your recovery, that's fine. If you want to walk your recovery, cool. Please don't walk it because you burnt yourself out on the first rep. So if you do that, dial it back a little bit on the second rep, okay? So with that, this is hard. Cruise intervals are always hard, but this is the type of hard that leads to strength. It leads to consistency. And I care more right now, if we don't have a race on the calendar, then how you feel about these 2 workouts is going to matter a whole lot more to your fitness in the long run than how long your longest long run actually was. So even if you're not doing the long runs right now, because you're like, I just can't make myself do a 2-hour long run for no good reason, okay? That is cool. Can we do one of the 2 harder effort workouts and maintain? Can we cap the long run at 95 minutes? Because the extra 5 minutes over 90, that makes a big difference right there. Anything beyond that, I'm kind of indifferent, but if we can at least get there, then we got something great. Not just good, but something great. Okay, now moving over to rebuild, you guys have got something pretty great too. I dare you to do this whole workout with a menacing look on your face. Same way I look at my kids' teachers, to let them know I mean business. I'm just kidding, y'all. I don't do that at all. That's how I look at the principal. But that's usually how our teachers, my kids' teachers, look at the principal too. So that's fair. Anyway, so try to complete this entire workout with a very menacing look on your face, because you mean business. You got the warm up, then a long jump, burpee in place, 1 minute walk, 1 minute jog, and then 10 seconds as fast as you feel. Now, I don't want you balls out sprinting on this one. We're in rebuild for a reason. But I do want you to pick something that makes you feel strong, challenging, and gives you a little confidence. It makes you feel good. Because I tell you what, no one feels good doing burpees. No one feels good doing long jumps. But when you put all this together, that explosive strength and power on your ankles will translate into something bigger, better, and more that will benefit your running later, whether you're in rebuild for an indefinite period of time or you're here for a short period recovering from injury before you move back into maintain. There are 1,000,001 reasons, and very few of them could have I ever predicted, why a person might be in maintain instead of rebuild. But remember this, we are here to rebuild a strong running foundation. Think carefully about your form when you're doing these workouts, and do make sure that you're taking the time to warm up your tendons, joints, and ligaments before, with the dynamic workout, with the silly toes, before you get into this. So with all that said, all the strength work this month will be focusing on the glute med and the glute min, and we're going to be working on balance. So the video is going to show you exactly what I mean by that. But when I say we're going back to basics, we are literally going as far back in the canon as we possibly can. This series is wonderful. I used to give people 2 weeks of one thing, then 2 weeks of another, and I miss that. So rather than having something that progresses through the month where you can feel behind, I like that we're hitting all of the muscle groups, and I think that's important. But I would rather just have one thing, so that we don't feel like we're behind or having to be confused about, okay, oh, it's Wednesday, I missed Tuesday, I got to make it up. We're not going to think that way. We're just going to get back to basics. One strength circuit for everybody, one to rule them all for the first 2 weeks, and then a second one that builds on the first one for the second 2 weeks. If you have any thoughts, let me know what they are. I hope you like this. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about all of it, but I'm more than anything, I'm excited to wake up and hear Inner Sandman every single day, because that was the song that was my alarm clock literally in grad school. And I loved it then, and I love it now. That opening chord progression kind of like makes me feel a little aggressive and gets me ready to work. And I need something like that in September to make me ready to work on days when I don't necessarily feel aggressive. So we can get those cues hopefully going for you, because September's coming, like it or not. You are coached, you are loved, and we've got your back, and you're winning at life no matter what you might be doing right now, no matter what you have or have not done this summer, no matter where you are in your fitness journey. The only thing that matters to me is that you feel supported along the way, and that you are giving yourself credit for what you've done and for what you survived, rather than feeling bad or guilty about what you have not done, because you're sentient. Anything you didn't do is for a darn good reason, and that reason is not that you're lazy or that there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. There's a whole lot wrong with everything going on around us right now, but we're going to try to put that all out of our heads for a brief period every day and give our bodies a little bit of love, a little bit of self-care, and a little bit of strength that we can turn into aggression as needed. And memory serves, we need a whole lot of that in September. That's all I got to say. Hopefully I see you in office hours. If you have not signed up yet, go back and look in your spam folder. I've sent the link around multiple times. Go sign up. It'll be in this month's newsletter too. Go sign up for office hours. I miss you. I want to see you. And if you need a little aggression, I can give you that, or I can just blow sunshine right up your rear end. Either way, you paid for it. You tell me what you want, make it happen. You're coached. You are loved. Get ready, September. Never mind that noise you heard.